Hey, my name is Charlie, and in this video, I'll show you how I'm able to make over $100,000 per week in my businesses while flying around the world. Now, just to give you guys some context, this was our first team retreat we've ever done. We flew almost all the managers on my team to Bali, Indonesia for a 3-day retreat. That quickly turned into like a 6-day retreat for most of them. And it was just an insane experience getting to, be with the team halfway across the world while still having the business run and generate that much money. So just a little bit of background about myself. My name is Charlie Chang. I'm 33 years old. After graduating college, I've never had a 9-to-5 job. I just started doing my own thing, my own side hustles, and trying to build my own businesses. And today I have 2 main businesses. One is the media business. We run a catalog of over 50 different YouTube channels. We have about 50 plus people on the team, and the business generates like $3-4 million per year. I also have an overseas recruiting company called Paired Recruiting. I started that 2 years ago with my business partner, Jeff. And in that business, we're doing about $1 million per year. And we're winding even a bit more. I basically went to UCLA. I was pre-med. My parents wanted me to become a doctor. Graduated, did not get into med school, tried my own businesses, failed for many, many years. And finally, I found YouTube content creation, and I've been able to grow this business since like 2019, 2020. So this video is gonna be a little bit different than normal. It's gonna be basically an overview of our entire trip. I'll show you guys what it's like to go on a team retreat, the things we talked about, the purpose of the trip, and how we were able to still make money along the way. So the trip started with a layover in Hong Kong. I flew with my COO, Joey. He's my chief of operations, runs a lot of the back end stuff. And this was his first time out of the country, so I was super excited to take him on this trip. We stayed one night in Hong Kong, ate a bunch of different food. The next day we flew into Bali and we met the team outside the airport. It's our first time meeting the team in person. Super, super crazy experience. And after that, we took a private shuttle to a villa in Ubud, which was like 1 or 2 hours by car. And there I rented a massive villa for all of us to stay in. I think we had 6 different bedrooms, absolutely massive. The backyard had a pool, and behind the pool there was a whole like creek, which is pretty cool, and a bunch of forest. And the whole purpose of this trip, you guys, was for team bonding. I run a remote business. Everything's done on Slack, on Zoom calls. While there are so many benefits of this, the obvious downside is that sometimes it feels like it can be kind of lonely. You don't see other people all day, you're working from home. And so this was a trip to sort of mediate this and bridge the gap, because we had not met each other in person before. I wouldn't consider us like friends, but a big point of this trip was we needed to bond. We wanted to do activities together. We wanted to have meetings, and we wanted to just become friends. It seriously made us feel like a family. So I can very confidently say that this was a great trip for us. And if you also have a remote business, I highly recommend doing this at least once per year. Yeah, we got to the villa. We had food. We had some coconut water. We had some drinks, and we all got massages in the villa. If you don't know, massages in Bali are super affordable. I think it was about $12 for us to get people to come to the villa and give us 1-hour massages, $12 per person. So yeah, a lot cheaper than in the US. The next day, we did a bunch of different activities. We went on a run. We went to go out and eat. We did activities like ATVing. That was insane. And it was just super fun getting to know everyone on a completely different level. Now, during this trip, I do want to say, like, while we were still playing and stuff, the business was running. We run a media company with a bunch of different YouTube channels. And so there was some work going on, still posting videos, still managing the channels. And most of the money that we make in this business is from affiliate marketing. I think a lot of people, they think YouTube channels, they make most of their money from AdSense. And while that is true for some YouTubers, for us, it is completely the opposite. A majority of our income comes directly from affiliates. What we basically do is we make educational content about a wide range of different niches. And in those videos, we have our affiliates, different brands and products and services that we talk about. We have links in those videos. And then if people click on those links and sign up, we do get some type of commission. So obviously we already have a huge catalog of videos. We post hundreds of long form videos per month. And so a lot of it is somewhat passive, right? We have this huge catalog. These videos are starting to rank. They are all over YouTube. And so even if we don't do any like active work in a given month, we're still going to be making a solid amount of money. That being said, we were still posting videos. We have different hosts that appear in a lot of the YouTube videos. So it's not me in the videos, it's a lot of other people. And the team that I was with, they helped to manage all the contractors, all the hosts, and post all the videos. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes to put out a single YouTube video. And this team, they make everything possible. All right, so while we were hanging out in Bali and the business was still making money, a big part of that was having systems in place templates that worked for me even while the team and I were asleep. And that brings me to email marketing, which, hot take, is one of the most underrated ways to make money in 2025. To show you a real example in my own business, I'm using Omnisend right now to build out a new email campaign for a free course we launched a year ago that's still pulling in leads today. So we're gonna use Omnisend's email templates to turn those leads into paying customers for our advanced program, Smart Affiliate. And the numbers behind email marketing speak for itself. On average, Omnisend customers get $68 back for every $1 they spend. Plus, having email automations is key. They're only about 2% of email volume, but drive 37% of all sales. So what I like with Omnisend is you get SMS, templates, automations, and you actually own your audience, something that you can't do with YouTube or Instagram alone. So if you're running a business or even looking for a business to start, using email marketing with Omnisend is a super underrated thing to do. I know people making millions of dollars per year doing emails for the biggest brands on the internet, and no one talks about them. So if you want to try it out, there's the free plan, but if you want to grab a paid plan, you can use code CharlieChang30 to get 30% off your first 3 months. I'll leave my exclusive link down below, and now back to the vlog. We also monetize using AdSense, so there is of course some ad revenue from our channels, although it is pretty low, maybe 10-15% of overall revenue. We do some brand deals on some of the bigger channels, so that can bring in some money, and overall it comes out to about $10,000 to $15,000 per day. That's what this business generates. Now during this trip we talked a lot about strategy, we talked a lot about our long-term goals, what we wanted to do within the business, we talked about different channels that we could launch, and yeah, just completely different talking about all this stuff in person rather than just on Slack and on Zoom. And it's very interesting because this type of business, it's something that anyone can start. I've spent the last years building this business, building out SOPs, processes, being able to actually have all these channels without me being the face of them. It's all a system that we've developed over the last few years, and it works extremely well. If you do want to do something similar to this, I do have a program called Smart Affiliate where I teach you guys literally exactly how I build my channels and run them. It's all stuff that I never share publicly. But yeah, if you yourself want to build a business like this is going to be the best way to learn how to do it. It's not cheap, it's not for everyone, but if you guys do want to learn more, I'll have a link down below. You guys can check that out. Anyways, after a few days in Ubud, which were pretty peaceful and restful, we actually migrated to Canggu, which is where all the action takes place. Ubud's a lot more peaceful. It's for like yogis and meditation and stuff like that. It's like forest. Canggu is more beach party vibes and like where a lot of the action takes place in Bali. We rented a villa here too, and 2 of our team members, they left to go back to Jakarta, but the rest of the team, they came with us to Canggu, and it was a really fun couple days, right? We spent a lot of time at the beach, we went out. There's some pretty amazing clubs and nightlife in Bali. And so yeah, there was a lot of drinking, I'm not gonna lie, but it was super fun. We also filmed a video in Canggu called Asking Digital Nomads. We did a video like this 2 years ago when I was in Bali. That video blew up, so I wanted to do a second version. Spent the whole day going around Canggu to different areas and trying to find digital nomads to interview. I think we talked to about like 8 to 10 people. It actually went quite well. It was a lot of fun, met some new friends. Unfortunately, Joey, he did get Bali belly, which I actually ended up getting 1 or 2 days after this. So he was supposed to help me film and stuff, but he got absolutely wrecked. So we had to have one of my project managers come out and help me film. And guys, just wanted to give a shout out to my team. My team is amazing. They're mostly all from Indonesia, mostly in Jakarta, and almost all of them were found by my recruiting company Paired. So it's pretty cool because they're sister companies. One company helps the other company find great talent, and the other company helps the other one with media production and stuff like that. But yeah, just want to give a shout out to my team. If you guys are watching this video, just want to say, love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thanks for teaching me so much Bahasa, and thanks for showing me around. It was a truly amazing trip. After being in Bali for about 6 days, most of us flew back to Jakarta. For me, I went to Jakarta to actually see the Paired recruiting team. We had a team dinner that night. That was super fun, except I had barely any energy. I had gotten Bali belly the night before, so I could barely eat anything, but it was still super nice. First time meeting all of them in person, and yeah, just sharing a wonderful meal and getting to talk. The next day, I flew to Wuhan, China to actually meet up with a friend. He showed me around, we hung out, went out. The next day, I went to a different part of China near Shanghai called Yangzhou. It's where my family is from, so I got to hang out with my family. Then I got to go to Shanghai after that and actually meet up with some of my team members. And after that, it was back home, right? So it was an amazing 2-week trip, but it was was so cool because during this whole time, we were essentially multitasking like crazy. We were hanging out, we were bonding, but at the same time, the business was still running. Business was still generating really great income. And that's because this sort of business model relies on a huge catalog of videos that are already posted. I like to view all these videos as digital real estate. So you build the house once, aka post the video. That house can stay there, get rent, collect rent. And even if you stop building houses, you're still going to be making money. I do want to say it took me years and years to build up to a business like this, right? The first 5, 6, 7 years of my entrepreneurial journey were full of failures, trials, trying things out that ultimately didn't pan out, rejections, disappointment from my parents. And it was a tough time, but hopefully you guys can see if you keep at it, if you have grit, if you have consistency, and if you really believe in what you're doing, you'll find something that is amazing that build into a multiple 6, 7, 8 figure business. And for me, this is the lifestyle that I want. I think a lot of people, they might be in the same position where they're being told to do the more traditional path, right? Become a doctor, lawyer, accountant, whatever. If that's not for you, if that's not what you want to do and you want to build your own thing, I hope this shows you like, do it, because none of this stuff would be possible. I would not be traveling while making money. I would not have an amazing team like this if I had become a doctor. Yeah, it's just super cool getting to reflect on this trip and sort of seeing how far we've come. I kind of didn't want to put the number in the title, but I know that attracts attention, but it's really not about money. It's about the freedom, it's about the team members, and it's about who you are on this journey with. So whatever business you guys are deciding to do or you're currently building, hopefully you find fulfillment in it. Hopefully you enjoy what you're doing. And yeah, I would encourage you, if it is a remote business, which it should be, by the way, try to do these trips every once in a while. Try to really build lasting relationships with your team. It pays huge dividends, not just for yourself, but for your team members as well. And it just makes everyone a lot happier. So hopefully you got some value from this video. Quite different than what I usually do. Hopefully give you a good overview of this whole Asia trip where I was still able to work while traveling. And yeah, if you guys got any value from the video, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. I do a ton of content about entrepreneurship, interviews, finance, anything to help you guys live a financially successful life. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.